Now, I want to bring in Senator Kevin Cramer, North Dakota Republican. Senator, I know you were listening to this. That was an adamant rejection of quid pro quo. Where do you stand on all of this?
Well, where I stand is I pretty much stand where I've always stood, and that is until you can, produce a victim, it doesn't seem to be a crime. And of course, as you know, the Ukrainians, both the president, the foreign minister, have said that there was no quid pro quo. We felt no pressure. So it's sort of like trying to convict a guy of armed robbery, except there's no weapon, there's no robbery, and there's no victim. So listening to the president be that adamant, I'm not surprised. He has a great gift of simplifying what other people think are complicating things. And if in fact what he says is true, and to this point, near as I can tell, no witness has said anything other than the president said there's no quid pro quo. I'm not sure what all this is about. Frankly.
If this gets to the Senate, do you think, he's going to be removed from office?
Well, so far it's hard for me to believe that they could even get enough votes in the House, frankly, without a lot of political pressure. And I've been hearing from some of my friends, including Democratic friends in the House of Representatives, that they're growing as weary as the American people are of this whole nonsense. So, but if it gets over here and we have an honest trial, which we would have, obviously, with rules of evidence implemented by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, I would think that we could dispose of it rather quickly. However, Stuart, I think that it's in the president's best interest and the country's best interest that we at least have enough of a trial to get his side of the story out.
Now, the Senate just unanimously passed this supportive bill for the protesters in Hong Kong, very much in support of the protesters. China's very angry about this. But going forward, do you think the president should sign the bill just passed by the Senate?
I think it's really important that the president signed the bill, quite honestly, Stuart. It passed unanimously, and all it does is it reaffirms the United States' commitment to things like rule of law, democracy, and human rights, and it does reaffirm Hong Kong's autonomy. And so I think it's important that the president signs it. Now, I know we're in these important negotiations with a communist country, but at the same time, part of the role of trade and part of the role of these friendly relationships is also to have influence over countries. Abraham Lincoln, as we head into this Thanksgiving week, when he signed the first Thanksgiving national holiday, he was quite clear that liberty is the spirit of liberty is really the heritage of all people in all countries everywhere, and we are the beacon of light of democracy in the world. And I think it's important that we continue to move this bill forward and that the president sign it and send that strong message. I think it strengthens his hand with China, quite honestly.
Okay, that's interesting. Senator, we appreciate you being with us today. Very busy day, obviously, but it's always appreciated to get you on the show. Thank you, sir.
It's always my pleasure. Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, sir.